Good morning, everyone. I'm Louise Willson from Outside the Box. Outside the Box works across Scotland with people and communities who want to change things or set up new activities. And part of our work is with older people in rural communities, focusing on older people having a voice and contributing in ways that work for them, creating better places for people to grow old. Today, I'm going to talk about some of the insights we've gained from the Get Outdoors programme, focusing on the benefits of being outside for people living with dementia and for their unpaid carers. So first of all, I'm going to talk a bit about the Get Outdoors programme and the projects involved. So there were 6 projects across Scotland, from Dumfries in the south and to Evanton Wood in the north that we've just seen. I'm just going to talk a little bit about all of the projects because they're all really different. Dumfries and Galloway, they focused on the rural community, developing memory boxes and connections, and also visits and trips to local farms and meetups with local farmers. Froglife is a national wildlife charity with a focus on reptiles and amphibians and protecting and developing their habitats. They worked in Glasgow with people in care homes and also with specialist support organisations like Alzheimer's Scotland. They visited community gardens and allotments, and they also developed gardens in care homes, creating ponds and wildlife areas. The third one was Sporting Memories. So it's a charity that supports older people to make connections through sport. They worked with Wishaw Bowling Club and ran a really successful bowling project for people living independently and also people from local care homes. And we've got a few pictures of the bowling in action that I'll share with you later. The fourth one is Instinctively Wild, based in the Borders, and delivering projects around outdoor learning for all ages. They use the grounds of a large house in Selkirk, offering a range of activities, indoors and outdoors, depending on the weather, grabbing moments to be outside. The Ecology Centre at Kinghorn Loch, apologies if I'm ruined that with my pronunciation, but based over in Fife, are a community-based environmental charity, and we've got a film from them coming up. And Evanton Wood in the far north, we've just seen the fabulous film of all their activities. The thing that struck us was around the cooking and the eating was so important, but also the music and the friendships that were made there. And I think you could see that on the film. So that's a quick run through of the 6 projects. But the thing was, how did we go about the evaluation of these projects? So first of all, we had an evaluation team. So it was me, but also other colleagues from Outside the Box, Ruth Noble and Kate Robertson, who are also here today, and we might see them later. So we took a different approach to the evaluation, and we had 2 reasons for this. Firstly, we were working with projects and activities that were outside. And secondly, because the people participating were living with dementia and were also busy doing activities and being outside and walking. And we didn't want to get in the way, and we didn't want to take people away from the activities or bring them inside if we didn't have to, because the whole purpose was about being outside. So the approach we took was to visit projects. We took part in the activities, if that was okay. We observed and we watched what was going on, and we had conversations, lots of conversations with people. And these were really just chats. Asking people about what was going on, how they felt, what they liked, what they enjoyed, what they didn't enjoy, and the differences that being part of the group and being outside made to them. We then gathered all these thoughts and ideas and conversations into magic moments, and these were around significant changes and impacts in people's lives. The moments may be small, but they're significant for the individual, for the family member, for the volunteer, or for the worker. And then we use the magic moments to assess the overall impact of people spending time outside. So during the evaluation process, it was clear that there were many, many benefits to getting outside and spending time outdoors. First of all, we'd got improved confidence and well-being was really, really striking. And also improved physical abilities. But I think if you look at the picture, we can see those things in the picture. But if we look at the men, both of them are living with dementia. But one is sharing his knowledge, the gentleman in the cream Aran cardigan is sharing his knowledge and skill of bowling. And the other one, it was his first time there and he was learning. And I think you can see from the picture, they were enjoying it and having fun. And certainly the volunteers and helpers behind were having fun as well. They're moving more and they're being active, which was really crucial. So there are clearly many positive impacts. And one of the main benefits we found for participants was improved physical ability and well-being. So there were lots of different activities going on. I think I've mentioned some of them, but the walking, bowling, using equipment to build and refurbish things. And those activities gave people opportunities to do other things. So in particular, make decisions and take choices. And as a starting point, it was things like, what did they want to do? Who did they want to walk with and talk with? Where did they want to go? What did they need to wear? Did they want to do it because the weather wasn't so good? And did they want to stay inside? So lots of decisions there. They were also an opportunity to be part of a group. And I think we're all social animals to some degree. And it's good to have friends and it's good to be part of something. And I think it's something we've all missed as we confine to our homes and we now only see people virtually. But this, back when we could go out, was a real opportunity for people to be part of a group. And I think you saw that very clearly in the Evanton Wood film. And I think you'll probably see it in the Ecology Centre film as well. And the final point here is linked to decision making is that people were able to assess risks for themselves about things. So as I've said, the weather, did they really want to go outside? Or if they were going to go outside, were they going to be happy getting wet and cold and then warming up and getting dry and warm later? Or was it around climbing up and down banks, deciding which bowls they wanted to do? Or was it around showing people how to do things? So people were able to make those choices. And during the evaluation, we heard over and over again from participants about the positive impact of being outside. And what I've got here are some quotes. So the first one is from Instinctively Wild at the top left. And the idea here is that you can see more if you're outside, and that sometimes it's unexpected and how good that is. And that's a theme that re-emerges quite often. The second one is from Froglife, and workers saying that they can see the improvements in balance and coordination in people because they've been outside on the farm visits and just walking around and the difference that has made. And then the third one from Froglife, people saying they're walking more in their lives because they've been walking with Froglife. That's given them the confidence and they've taken that into other aspects of their life. We also had some really positive feedback from sporting memories. So this one is bowling in action. This man hadn't played for a very long time. It was something that he gave up as his dementia advanced. But what was clear to us and to him and everybody else was that the memory and the expertise was still there. In his everyday life, he used a walking frame to help him get about and keep his balance. But when he was on the bowling green, much to his carer's worry, he forgot his walking frame and just walked from one end of the bowling green to the other. He was able to make that decision. He took that risk and he thoroughly enjoyed it. As you can see from the concentration there. So there were lots of physical benefits from being outside, but there were other broader benefits too. Increased friendship and social connections, which I'll talk a bit more in a moment, but also improve memories and cognitive well-being. It was the thing I've said before about being outside. It's a dynamic environment. You've got changing seasons, we've got changing weather, we've got unexpected things. And that prompts conversations and memories and just feeling good because you're experiencing something different. The groups all met at set times and regularly, and this created a purpose and structure in people's lives that they built upon, and they also built round. And as we've heard from the Froglife quote, people said they went out more for a walk and they scheduled this in. So they were beginning to create a structure, but also getting more exercise as well. And then the final point here about reducing stigma around living with dementia. And the projects appear to do this in two ways. Firstly, the projects and the activities were really informal. And I think you could see that in the film. Everyone working together, helping out, getting things sorted and getting things ready. And as people who were new to the group, who were visitors, it wasn't until you had quite lengthy conversations with people, you didn't know what role they had within the group. Were they a volunteer, a worker, a carer, or a person living with dementia? It wasn't obvious. And that informal setting helped everybody learn more about dementia and reduce the stigma. And in particular, we found workers who were working on the project or were part of teams that referred people to said that they really learned an awful lot because of that setting. And then the second way about reducing stigma was the way the projects and the groups were active in the community. So other people saw what was going on, and they also saw that everybody was having fun and really enjoying themselves. And that, again, just helped. People wanted to know what was going on and talked about it and wanted to know what was happening. And that, again, helped reduce stigma around living with dementia. We found that increased friendships and social connections were really important to people. Everyone talked about the friends and the connections they made. And in the picture, I think you can see this is a rainy day pool game being played. We've got informal groups chatting. And from the quote, this is from an unpaid carer, a family member. The idea of independence and having your own friends, which I think is important to all of us. And also about conversations being important and having new conversations. So there were lots of benefits for people with a diagnosis of dementia, but there were also some positive impacts for carers who attended the sessions. And I think the good thing here, or the extra bit here, was that carers got the same benefits as people living with dementia, but they also got their own set of additional benefits as well. So I've talked a few times about conversation and memories, but carers in particular said that they got good conversations and they got new people to talk to. And this helped with their own memories, about recalling old memories, but getting new memories from participating in the activities. Friendships, they have got a whole range of friendships with other carers, but with the volunteers, with the community members and with the projects. And they also got informal peer support, and this worked on two levels. Firstly, emotional support, being good friends, but also living through the same things, being able to share some of those frustrations and difficulties, but also some of the joys as well. And also the practical support about how and where to get things or who to ask for help. And because it was informal, people said it was easier to get help and it didn't make it into a big thing. They could just gently ask in the course of the conversation. And that made it easier and less stressful to find out things that they needed to, or just say, oh, this is happening. Is that happening for you as well? So to be able to share that. And that was really important to carers. And then finally, space and time for carers was really important. And this was either by not participating in the get outdoors activities, so carers could stay at home, go out, do their own thing. They got space and time. But those that did come along, got the benefits of participating in the activities, being outside, getting all the movement and confidence from being physically active. But they also got the benefit of participating in their own right, and being a partner or a child or a sibling, a family member, participating in the project and not being a carer. And people said that was really important to them. So carers really enjoyed, really value being part of these projects. And I've got some quotes here. So the first two, kind of left to right across the top, from the Ecology Centre and for Evanton Wood, talking very much about it's the best day of the week, which is just fabulous. It's look forward to, anticipation and structure in the week. And people are really interesting. And I was thinking, if you're organising an activity, whether it's for work or a social one, or just going to one, it doesn't get much better than that. And that's a really good criteria on to judge how we spend our time and who we spend our time with. And then the final comment here from the Ecology Centre, taking it to a new level around friendships and informal support, that it's a safe place to offload a little, share experiences, frustrations and achievements, and it makes a difference. Thought, yes, that again, a really good way to judge the success of your friendships and also your activities. So that's all for me for now. But if you want to get in touch, my email is here. Thank you.